Hi everybody, welcome back to Unknown Destination. Today we're asking the question, why don't they love me? So we have 3 groups, pick a group and then go to the timestamp in the description to skip to your group. Okay, so we're going to start with group 1. Okay, so the first card we have for group 1 is the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is all about having a lot of emotions, a lot of emotional fulfillment, a lot of content, a lot of happiness, a lot of stability. But for the question, why don't they love me? I feel like there was a point in which this card was very prominent. There was a lot of content, stability. It felt like everything was stable. But I feel like as time has progressed on, the waters have kind of become still. So like our emotions have kind of withered away over time. We don't feel as much love as we did in the past. It's kind of it's just kind of lost its charm. Like the waters are still, emotions don't really run high as much anymore. There's not a lot going on. We don't feel as much as we used to. That makes us want to continue and invest in this relationship. And I'm also feeling that both parties, or at least one party, whether that's you or the other person, is like aware of this kind of feeling of content being lost over time, and they're kind of aware that it isn't as, the emotion isn't as strong as it used to be, is what's being said. I feel like both parties are aware of this, but it's kind of the emotions aren't really there anymore. It was just clinging on to lingerings of the emotions, and I think we're kind of more focusing on like the memories that we used to have, and like more physical aspects of the relationship, like memories, gifts, stuff like that. We're more focusing on that rather than what we feel, because that's kind of weared away over time. Okay, the next card we have is the Hierophant. So I feel like this person has thought a lot about whether to continue a relationship or not to, and like what their take should be on this relationship, and they've come to the conclusion that it's best for them, and it's best for you, and it's best for the relationship to kind of end it, or be true to the feelings. I also feel like with this card that it's kind of struck them, and a lesson has just been learned. Like it's just struck them out of nowhere, this lesson to be learned, that they need to be true to their feelings, and what they have here with you isn't true to them anymore, and it's just not true in general, and it shouldn't be carried on if it's fake. So yeah, I think they've learned a lesson, and it's just now striking them, and they're just now coming into realisation that this isn't in both of yours best interest. I also feel like they want to reveal this to you and kind of teach you about being true to your emotions and to a relationship. I don't think it's being reciprocated well. So yeah, the next card we have is the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is about kind of like a lot of people having different opinions, and people are not being heard out, and they're just kind of fighting for no reason. So there might have been a lot of arguments and conflict within your relationship. I feel like this refers more to the fact that they want you to understand their side and understand that this relationship isn't true anymore, and the feelings have kind of worn away over time, and you're kind of against this and resistant towards this idea and this opinion that they have, and you're not willing to be true to yourself, and you're not willing to learn the lesson that they have. So yeah, there's probably might have been a lot of differing opinions and arguments and conflict in the relationship that has also contributed to the parting of both of you. I also feel like every time they think they're progressing with you, or the relationship is going towards a better place than what it was, and where you're both developing understanding for each other, something happens where that's thrown off and things become bad again, or an argument happens or something like that. There's just tension occurs every time we think we're going to a better place, and we're both trying to understand each other. Something happens where it all gets ruined and we're back to square one. Okay, the next card we have is the Queen of Swords, or the Mother of Swords. So this card is about communicating and being really tough and logical and analytical, and trying to cut out the bullshit and not using our emotions. I feel like it's kind of come to the point where they have this kind of energy, or you have this kind of energy, where you need to be really analytical of this relationship, and the emotion is lacking. When looking at it, it's kind of come to a point at which we're looking at this relationship as like, we've had all these arguments, we have all these differing opinions, things don't seem to be improving, the emotion has worn away over time, and we're just trying to sort through whether this relationship is worth carrying on or not. I feel like that's the kind of energy it's been brought to after everything that's happened, and after time. I also feel like you might be, or they might be looking at you, or you might be looking at them with this kind of energy of being really analytical and no bullshit and lack of emotion, when you need to have some emotion and some understanding toward the other person, because relationships, you know, they're built off feelings and emotions mostly, so you need to factor that in and not be so, you know, cold and putting a wall up, kind of. The next card we have is the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands talks about being betrayed, and somebody betraying you in like a communicative sense. So I don't know if this did occur in the relationship, where one of you might have cheated, or one of you just betrayed another one. Maybe there was some gossip or something. That's what the Ten of Wands mostly talks about. But I feel like this is more about miscommunication. Like, there's an idea in someone's head of something that went on, a situation that happened that hurt them, when it might not have happened like that, or they're not seeing the full picture, and it's kind of broken the relationship. The next card we have is the Nine of Swords. So there's probably communication difficulties in this relationship, a lot of things that aren't being communicated, or a lot of things that are being communicated poorly. A lot of things that are just reaching the point at which we can't bear them anymore, and it's becoming too much. So I think there is probably a lot of conflict or arguments that have gone on as well. But the Nine of Swords is a card talking about staying up at night and kind of worrying about something, and something being really heavy on someone's mind. So I feel like they or you might be really thinking over this situation, or the decision they want to make about leaving a relationship, and it's really like, it's really, you know, being a burden on them, and they're really worrying about it over excessively. Oops. I think this card, I don't know if it's you or the other person, but I think they feel as though, or you feel that some truths have been revealed, some hit home truths, like you've thought about things a lot, or a situation has revealed and exposed some truths, or you've realised some truths of your own about the relationship or about the other person. There, however, you have, and that's kind of really hit home and hit them at the core, and they're just seeing everything as it is now, and it's causing them pain, but it's more like of a purging kind of pain. And this is the final, we're reaching the end of this whole thing. So yeah, that's the reading for group 1. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment, and I'll see you next time. Okay, so group 2, the first card we have is Justice. So Justice is a card obviously about justice and right or wrong, and doing what's right by yourself and being true to oneself. So I feel like this is similar to group 1, in which you or the other person feels as though they need to bring justice to this relationship, justice to themselves, justice for both of you, to be true to each other, and just understand that this relationship isn't what it used to be, or it's become more fake over time, or the feelings aren't as real, and we need to stop stringing this relationship along and just end it and bring justice and kind of talk about things. This may also refer to some secrets coming out about something another person did in a relationship, and that's kind of caused for it to fall. I feel like both of you have an idea of justice that you want from the relationship, and they're both very contrasting. For example, one of you may want justice as like you may be like, you know, our feelings aren't as strong as they used to be, we need to end this relationship. Or the other one might feel as though the other person in the relationship betrayed them, or said something or did something that betrayed them in the relationship, and they want justice for that, they want an explanation, or they want closure. So I feel like both of you feel as though you need justice to end this relationship and feel as though it's ended, but they're two different ideas of justice that are needed here. The next card we have is the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is about looking upon the horizon and seeing opportunities that you want to go for, and just being kind of scared to leave the comfort of our own home. I feel like this could mean that you see that the relationship in the long term isn't going to work out, and there's other opportunities for you to be happier, but you're kind of scared to leave the comfort of this relationship. This relationship kind of offers you a comfort and security and stability, and you don't want to leave it. Maybe you've been in a relationship for a really long time, or maybe you just liked this person for a really long time, or known them and they're really familiar to you, and you don't want to leave them and go into the world and feel as though you don't have that support behind you, and you'll feel like unstable. I also feel like though that there's a lot of hope that there's a lot of hope when you look out into the world, that you'll find someone better for you, but it's just about, you know, getting rid of the fear. I think you have a lot of fear, but I think it comes from a kind of innocent place. Maybe it's your first relationship, maybe it just means a lot to you, or it's like something from childhood, or it's a long time friend, and so it really hits home for you. This person really feels like home for you. I feel like they're not just another person in your relationship, they're a lot more than that. I think they're like a lot of other things to you as well, and that's also a reason why you're scared to leave. But yeah, the next card we have is the Son of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles. This card is about kind of going for and like mastering your craft and going for opportunities and working towards opportunities and working towards wealth and that kind of thing. I feel like they've felt like being in this relationship, you or they, has halted their kind of energy to and their desire to go out into the world and hone their craft and like it's kind of brought down their motivation to go out and work and find abundance and that kind of thing. Like their maybe their business life or their work life has kind of halted being this relationship, and it's kind of just brought them down a level. I think they just feel like the relationship, you or them, kind of weighs heavy on them. It weighs heavy on their mind. I think a lot, that they think about it a lot, and they think about how the relationship is preventing them and how it's limiting them. I think they really do think things through regarding the relationship a lot. It really weighs heavy on their mind, and it's kind of stopping their life from moving forward. Like every other aspect in their life is stopping from moving forward, wherever that be, and it's just about this relationship and how burdening it can be. So yeah, the next card we have is the Hermit. So the Hermit card could mean that this relationship, I feel like it might have been a really heavy relationship with the Justice card, and the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like maybe a lot has gone on in this relationship that has changed the both of you, and it's caused one of you or both of you to kind of go into isolation and really think about themselves and how they've changed and how they want to be a better person and how they can improve as a person, and how this relationship has affected what type of person they are and how it's made them worse or better. And they're coming now out with this energy of wanting to improve themselves and go beyond whatever suffering or experiences you've had between you during this relationship or during the process of you liking each other or whatever. They're coming out of that with a new perspective of wanting to be a better person, and I feel like this relationship doesn't serve them the ability to be a better person. I feel like they've kind of hid their true self from you, or they've hid these thoughts that they've had about themselves, about becoming a worse person because of this relationship or wanting to improve themselves, and part of that is getting out of this relationship. I feel like they've kind of hid that from you, and they've kind of put on like a mask or made an image or tried to project an image onto how they want you to think that they think the relationship is going. But really beneath it all, they have had a lot of time to themselves to think, and they want to change, and yeah, but they've kind of hid that from you, which isn't great on their part. The next card we have is the Two of Swords. This Two of Swords is all about making a decision, using our intuition to make the right decision, and choosing, you know, the right path that is gonna make us happy. So this could be referring to them really thinking about this relationship and whether it's right for them to stop committing to it or to continue working on it and hoping for a better future. I feel like this is a kind of an aggressive energy, like it feels like it's really important for them and really crucial for them to decide it now. like now is a crucial point for them to decide whether they want to carry on or stop. Maybe because it's kind of really taking a toll on them, or it's reaching a really bad point, or maybe one of you is like going away or traveling or something, and it's time to make the decision, basically. I also feel like maybe one of you is telling or like pressuring or pushing the other one to make the decision, like right now is the time to make it, and one of you is like really trying to get the other one to say what they truly think when whoever needs to make the decision hasn't thought about it enough, and they're kind of feeling under pressure right now to make the decision, but they want to avoid conflict with you, so they're trying hard to make the right decision without upsetting you, but still stay true to themselves. So to avoid, conflict, they may end up making the wrong decision, is what I'm feeling. Okay, the final card we have is the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is about kind of harvesting something, and it's about giving generosity to people that are those less fortunate than you, and just being generous to people, and then hoping in return that when you're in a time of need they'll be generous to you. I feel like in terms of a relationship, this could mean that they feel as though they want some understanding from you, and they want things to settle or end quietly, you or them, and they want things to end on a good note, and they're seeking out your generosity in this aspect of being understanding and fair and having some emotion. I feel like they've asked you, or you've asked them, for understanding in regards to whatever that might be. That might be them asking for forgiveness, or that might be them asking for you to understand that they want to end the relationship, but they've been asking for this kind of understanding and trying to convince you and persuade you to be more understanding, and offer them that stability, but it feels kind of like one of you's like waiting and not truly saying what, not giving the answers to the other person that the person wants, and they're kind of waiting on it and not sure how to act or how to behave, whether to be defensive, whether to be argumentative, or whether to be understanding. So yeah, one of you is asking for understanding, and the other one's kind of not sure how to feel or act towards this kind of request. I feel like things have happened where understanding is required, and so that's what that card is. So that's the reading for group 2. Thanks for watching, leave a comment, and I'll see you next time. Hi group 3, welcome to the reading. Let's get into it. So the first card we have is the Nine of Pentacles. This is a very abundant card, lots of pentacles, lots of material, kind of wealth, that kind of thing. I think in terms of this reading, this card could be referring to that there was a point where there was a lot of abundance and a lot of happiness felt, and a lot of stability felt, and I feel like you both want to preserve that, and it's very precious to you both. You want to preserve the kind of time where you hold this kind of, these memories of when you were both happy and felt abundant in a relationship, or you saw each other as really highly valued and you felt really stable, and you want to preserve that kind of happiness. You want to, keep it like in the forefront of your relationship. Like, I feel like other people might have seen your relationship and really admired it, and you want to keep that kind of image or forefront there, and have that, but it might not be true anymore. It might not be true to what the relationship is anymore. This also could be referring to the fact that one of you might have business endeavours that you want to pursue, and the relationship isn't gonna like help coincide with that. It's not gonna work in harmony with what one of you wants in regards to like business or work or something. Like, one of you might have to travel, and you don't feel like keeping the relationship is gonna be able to happen if one of you was to travel for that kind of thing. So that's what it could also mean. And the next card we have is the moon. The moon is all about illusions and not being able to see everything, and it being kind of dark. You don't really know where you're going. I feel like both of you might have gone through something where someone might have lied, or someone might have in the relationship might have betrayed you, or something happened where you both feel like now you don't know each other, you don't trust each other as much, and there's kind of pain or suffering being felt. But in the background of all this, we know there's a lesson to be learned here, and we have hope, maybe for the relationship, or hope for a better relationship, or hope for good to come out of this. I feel like you're kind of hanging on to hope through any suffering that is going on, or any illusions that are occurring in this relationship or taking place, and you just are trying to hold on to hope and encompass the whole experience that you're having right now as a lesson learned. So you're trying to learn from whatever suffering or issues you're going through within this relationship. The next card we have is Temperance, which is about patience, that kind of thing. I feel like you're both trying to have patience in this relationship, or have patience with whatever you're both going through, or whatever one of you has done to feel like to betray the other. And you're trying to talk things through and understand each other's perspective. But I don't think it really has a kind of an end conclusion to be reached. There's no kind of solution we're reaching with this patience and understanding. I feel like we're avoiding that, the fact that the solution to this issue is to maybe end the relationship or something else. The next card we have is the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is about experiencing loss, poverty, and being very focused on that poverty and loss, and not understanding that there's better opportunities. This might be your mindset in which you're feeling as though you're losing this relationship, you're losing the emotion you once felt in this relationship, you're just losing this person that you felt deeply about at one point of time, or you still do, and you're really focused on the lack of this person, that you don't see that there's better opportunities out there, and there's opportunities for you to be happier than you are currently. I feel like this relationship has been nourished and has been grown over time, but all that effort put into investing in the relationship is kind of withering away, and it's not as strong and vital and alive as it once was, and it's just withering away, and we're trying to hang on to it, but there's just a lack, and this lack is contributing to the withering of this relationship, and there's not much we can do about it. but we need to focus on better, and we need to stop, you know, having this attitude of lack. The next card we have is the Ten of Cups, which is all about emotional fulfillment, happiness, you know, lots of good emotions, plentiful of, you know, good things that we're feeling. I feel like, though, for you guys, I think this is referring to the fact that whatever's happened in the relationship that has caused it to not be as good as it once was, you're kind of thinking about it from different perspectives, and you're feeling a lot, and they're all very different emotions about whatever's happening in the relationship. You just have a lot going on right now in your head about how you feel. You don't know how you should feel, you don't know what to do with these feelings, you don't know which one you should act upon. I feel like this also might be referring to there being a lot of people talking to you, or a lot of people telling you what you should do or how you should feel, and you're confused about what you should do in this kind of relationship. You're just kind of upset about the loss, and you're going to people to look for support or guidance or advice or just comfort, and people are giving you lots of different sides to the story, different attitudes. They have different opinions, different feelings on what you're sharing about the relationship, and you're just kind of confused by them, and it just feels kind of like overwhelming, and in the background of things we're just sad. So yeah, I think that's the last card. Sure. Okay, so the last card that we have is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is about not wands, swords, is about it's about thinking before making a decision, kind of resting before taking action, communicating with someone. This could be you or them who's kind of taking a break from the relationship, or taking time to themselves to think about what they should do next, what they should say to you next. I think they want to get their words right. They don't want to upset you, you don't want to upset them. They want to say the right thing, and they don't want to cause more strife or conflict or upset. And I think they're trying to be true to their feelings and emotions, and true to what they believe is right and the right way to go about things. And they're trying to come across a kind of conclusion to this relationship that will provide them closure and will help them feel as though they acted right in this relationship and they ended it right, and there isn't anything that they should take away with them that is, you know, bad feeling. Like, yeah, like they don't want to take away a harsh lesson or just a bad experience with you. They want to feel right in themselves and have closure. They want to have closure on this relationship. So saying the right thing is important to them, and having time to think about what they should do next is also very important. So yeah, that's where they currently are. Thanks for watching group 3, and leave a comment, and I'll see you next time.